Good morning. My name is Seferino Beta with the School of Light. Read through the Bible video series. We are in chapter 8 of Judges. Let's hop right to it. Now the Ephraimites asked Gideon, "Why have you treated us like this? Why didn't you call us when you went to fight Midian?" And they criticized him sharply. But he answered them, "What have I accomplished compared to you? Aren't the gleanings of Ephraim's grapes better than the full grape harvest of Abiezer? God gave Oreb and Zeb, the Midianite leaders, into your hands. What was I able to do compared to you?" At this, their resentment against him subsided. Gideon and his 300 men, exhausted yet keeping up the pursuit, came to the Jordan and crossed it. He said to the men of Succoth, "Give my troops some bread. They are worn out, and I am still pursuing Zebah and Zulmanna, the kings of Midian." But the officials of Succoth said, "Do you already have the hands of Zebah and Zulma in your possession? Why should we give bread to your troops?" Then Gideon replied, "Just for that, when the Lord has given Zebah and Zulmunna into my hand, I will tear your flesh with desert thorns and briars." From there he went up to Peniel and made the same request of them, but they answered as the men of Succoth had. So he said to the men of Peniel, "When I return in triumph, I will tear down this tower." Now Zebah and Zulmunna were in Karkor with a force of about 15,000 men, all that were left of the armies of the eastern peoples. 120,000 swordsmen had fallen. Gideon went up by the route of the nomads east of Nobah and Jogbeha, and fell upon the unsuspecting army. Zebah and Zulmunna, the two kings of Midian, fled, but he pursued them and captured them, routing their entire army. Gideon, son of Joash. They returned from the battle by the pass of Heres. He caught a young man of Succoth and questioned him. And the young man wrote down for him the names of the 77 officials of Succoth, the elders of the town. Then Gideon came and said to the men of Succoth, "Here are Zebah and Zulmunna, about whom you taunted me by saying, 'Do you already have the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna in your possession? Why should we give bread to your exhausted men?'" He took the elders of the town and taught the men of Succoth a lesson by punishing them with desert thorns and briars. He also pulled down the tower of Peniel and killed the men of the town. Then he asked Zebah and Zulmunna, "What kind of men did you kill at Tabor?" "Men like you," they answered, "each one with the bearing of a prince." Gideon replied, "Those were my brothers, the sons of my own mother. As surely as the Lord lives, if you had spared their lives, I would not kill you." Turning to Jether, his oldest son, he said, "Kill them." But Jether did not draw his sword because he was only a boy and afraid. Zebah and Zulmunna said, "Come, do it yourself. As is the man, so is his strength." So Gideon stepped forward and killed them and took the ornaments off of their camels' necks. The Israelites said to Gideon, "Rule over us, you, your son, and your grandson, because you have saved us out of the hand of Midian." But Gideon told them, "I will not rule over you, nor will my son rule over you. The Lord will rule over you." And he said, I do have one request, that each of you give me an earring from your share of the plunder." It was the custom of the Ishmaelites to wear gold earrings. They answered, "We'll be glad to give them." So they spread out a garment, and each man threw a ring from his plunder into it. The weight of the gold rings asked for came to 1,700 shekels, not counting the ornaments, the pendants, and the purple garments worn by the kings of Midian, or the chains that were on the camels' necks. Gideon made the gold into an ephod, which he placed in Ophrah, his town. All of Israel prostituted themselves by worshiping it there, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family. Why, Gideon? I mean, you don't want that to be you, and I don't want that to be me. So if I were to have some kind of a amazing thing where with fewer numbers, God accomplished something incredible in my realm, and then go with that through to the point where you make something that people worship away from God. I mean, really, I don't get that. Thus, Midian was subdued before the Israelites and did not raise its head again. During Gideon's lifetime, the land enjoyed peace 40 years. Jerubbaal, the son of Joash, went back home to live. He had 70 sons of his own, for he had many wives. His concubine, who lived in Shechem, also bore him a son, whom he named Abimelech. Gideon, son of Joash, died at a good old age and was buried in the tomb of his father Joash in Ophrah of the Abiezrites. No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again prostituted themselves to the Baals. They set up the Baal Berith as their god, and did not remember the Lord their God, who rescued them from the hands of all their enemies on every side. They also failed to show kindness to the family of Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, for all the good things he had done for them. That was Judges chapter 8. And just a little afterthoughts. You know, every time I'm reading these Old Testament accounts, I see a common theme. And it's that you have your people that are, say, at one time serving God. Neighbor. and then, you know, I would say, you know, you take the millions of people that the Israelites were, and it's just shrink it down to you, shrink it down to me, right? So we have God come into our lives. The nation has God come into their lives. So we have God come into our lives. Our life is totally radicalized, improved. We go from certain thought patterns that create shallow outcomes. And when I say shallow, it's one of those things where, like, hey, you know, let's go to the club, let's go to this, let's go do that. And, you know, let's get some wine and let's get some whiskey, let's go get some beers and get drunk. And nothing wrong with drinking, I don't believe. I think that it's when it's to excess, like I had in the past. So, you know, you go from these thought impulses that leave you in shallow places. You know, you're looking for love in the bar, in the club, and you never find it. And then a person or a nation gets God into their life. And like in my life, when I was young, 18, 19 years old, coming to God to the, like, fully understanding or coming to him fully for the first time, so filled with life, so filled with energy. It is such a blessed state to be in. Literally, worry melts and turns, reforms into belief. Those things that, you know, you were searching for satisfaction that were shallow or hollow in some cases, now you're starting to get more fulfillment, something more tangible, more emotionally nutrient fulfilling enters your you know, your experience. And then you have the Holy Spirit come in, and the connection with God is just incredible. However, many stories in the Bible, it's a theme. You have God and his people, boom, they're like one, and they are blessed. You know, they might have challenges, like, you know, defending themselves from raiders and stuff like that. However, they have that blessed state. And then somebody, leaders usually, a lot of times it's just the people, are influenced by those around them. So here they are covered with God, and then the people right here are like, hey, you know, these people over here are having temple prostitution. And, you know, to a young man, that probably, you know, is very attractive, you know. And so maybe some go that way. But a lot of the times they end up worshiping these Baals and these Ashtaroths, poles. And this god they called Molech. They would burn, sacrifice children, and throw them into the belly of Molech for sacrifices and stuff. And that's unfortunate. I mean, it's very unfortunate. You know, if a person, if I could have wisdom, go back and be the counselor, right? Be the guy from the future who has the secret key, who has not the secret key, but has the stewardship solution, you know, that has a solution for the people, for the nation to be filled, full, not just getting by, but completely full, because it would have been years and years of constant growth. Not, 40 years like in Gideon's case, or like in some people's case, so many years where a leader served God, and then for many, many more years, they served other gods. But imagine, if you will, if you were able to go back, bring that one solution, keeping the people that always strayed away close to God. Wow, this book would be a chronicle of the most healthy growth of any nation in existence on this planet. Maybe others. Just thinking out loud. God bless you all. I have a full day ahead of me, just like you probably do. And the challenge I'm going to give you is, you see the Israelites, they leave God, they forsake Him, and then they come back, and then they leave, and they come back. My challenge to you is, come back and stay. And then try to make your goal or your vision or your desire the same for those that you take care of, your wife, your kids. Have them come to God and stay there. God bless. Have a good day.